I recently tweeted the following statement: go broad or go home, and I strongly abide by it. In fact, every single Wizo Media client that we have full creative control over, we are now going broad. And I recently posted on the channel 2 videos about our DCT and broad targeting structure that we use on Facebook ads. But I've gotten a couple questions about, does that even work on TikTok, or is that possible to use a similar structure on TikTok? And in fact, I've put that to the trial with one of our clients, and I can tell you that within our own tests, the DCT model works just as good on TikTok. In this video, I want to show you exactly how we slashed this dating app cost per app install from almost $3 down to $1.90 by leveraging our simple broad and DCT ad structure. If you don't know who I am, my name is Justin, and I'm the founder at Wizo Media, an e-commerce marketing agency helping elevate thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. So to get straight into it, let me show you exactly some of the campaigns that are running for that client. So any campaigns with the tag WK here, or some of the campaigns that they were running before. Prospecting is the one that we very recently launched, which already there is doing better than the previous campaign that they had right there. And if we go even further, we have one DCT that's actually working very good. Over the last couple of weeks, it's now below $2. It's at 1.9. If I look actually the last 7 or so days, it's closer to 1.6, which is pretty good. It's only starting to spend right now, but I want to show you exactly the structure of how this looks like. Now, before somebody calls me out, I know technically those are not called DCTs on TikTok, they're called ACOs. Nonetheless, they have the same exact structure, which I'll walk you through today. So as a bit of a refresher, and now I've changed our SOPs internally to have both logos right here, because technically this works just as good for both businesses, right? For both Meta or TikTok ads, which essentially the campaign structure once again looks like this. So you have only one campaign. That campaign has no interest. It's completely broad targeting, right? If you look at the ad set level, all of them have only targeting based on the age, gender, country, and region. So there's absolutely no interest targeting being done whatsoever. We will usually exclude purchasers, or in this case, app installs, right, that have already installed the app. And we're gonna do a campaign per country, market, or region, or offer that we're gonna run this into. And then on Facebook, you would call those dynamic creative tests. If you look at TikTok, they're called automated creative optimization. So if I look into that actually right here, and I Googled that real quick for you, I believe there you go. They have an actual full documentation on that on their side, which they're already talking about it. I'm gonna save you the hassle of going through this. It's the same thing as a DCT on Facebook. If you don't yet know what a DCT is, it basically is, and again, it's going to explain to you at the same time what an automated creative optimization is on TikTok. It's basically a way for you to run an ad, but have many creatives within the same ad, many copies, and many different headlines all within a singular ad. Obviously, in the case of TikTok, it's many copy and many ads themselves. So with that being said, if I head back to the paid media structure we now use at the agency, it looks like this. So if you have already seen this structure on my channel before, you might skip this video a little bit ahead to when I show you what it looks like live on TikTok. If you have not yet seen that on the channel, then stay tuned. So the way this structure looks like on the ad manager, this was popularized by Professor Charlie talking about the 322 method on YouTube, which we've also started leveraging at the agency for Meta. But now we're doing the same structure on TikTok because we were just thinking at the agency, why the hell not? This structure seems like it works great on Facebook. In fact, the exact same layout is also possible in TikTok. And last but not least, there's actually 2 little points that I also want to mention out here that led us to actually testing this out. First one being that a lot of the assets that we were leveraging for Facebook were UGC assets. So we're like, look, we've got UGC, those would be also great on TikTok. So we need to use them on TikTok. And if we're already using X campaign structure on Facebook, it might work on TikTok. And a lot of the very big accounts that I've audited lately, I'm talking 7-8 figure brands accounts that I've audited on TikTok, have all been spending more on broad. It just seems, and I read a poll lately, that it seems like a lot of people, even on TikTok, are spending a lot more money on broad nowadays. It seems like TikTok is going also broader in terms of their targeting, and it works just as good as it would on Meta. So we gave it a shot. It looks like this. You basically have ACOs on TikTok. It says it right here, right? The TikTok ad structure is slightly different than the Facebook. So on TikTok, those are called ACOs. In the ACO, you actually have 3 ad creatives, 2 copies, and it's pretty much it. So if you look at it actually, what the 3 ad creatives are for, it looks like this. There's basically one main market desire or pain point. Usually I always talk about desires, but be mindful that a desire and a pain point are basically the same thing, just in two ends of the same spectrum. On the one end, you desire something so strongly that it motivates you to perform an action. On the other end, you have such a big pain point that you want to stay away from it. So therefore, it motivates you to take action too. So as an example, there's an underwear brand that we are now running ads for, the agency. We recently started working with them. One of the desires of their audience is to find a day-to-day comfortable solution, right? And not only that, but that makes them look good. And especially this is men's underwear we're talking about. That's a desire. The man wants to look good. Not only want to look good physically, but they also want their eggplant down there to look just as good and, plump and firm and whatever, right? And if you look into the pain point on the other end, you have basically like a wedgie. You have also like kind of budging with this. And at the worst case, you're getting smaller balls because of your underwear. And one of the angle that we're playing with is that how the competition's underwear is causing you to have smaller balls, and that how our underwear is actually better because it doesn't cause that. In fact, it promotes, healthier down there life. So with that being said, that's the same spectrum. Desire, pain point. Desire is to not only look good, all in all in underwear, but specifically if somebody would happen to look at your package, it would also look pretty good. That's desire. Pain point is, I don't want to have small balls. I don't want to look bad. I don't want to have a wedgie, right? And we bridge the gap between that and use that for an ad concept. So just talking about that right here, because the same ad concept as you saw right here is quite broad. So usually some people would associate a concept with a desire, right? They tell me like, oh, well, the small balls angle is definitely your ad concept. It's like, well, that's more like the desire, the pain point, right? It's the pain point associated with the desire, but it's not the concept itself. I could present small balls in 1,000 different ways, right? I could have an emoji on the screen that represents balls. I could literally have small balls on the screen, or almost, because we know Facebook, that would probably not get accepted on there. But you get what I'm saying? There's many different ways to create an ad around small balls itself. So small balls is the desire or pain point in this case. Ad concept is the way that we decided to show that to the customer. So in this case, you first pick a market desire or pain point, then you also pick a concept that is related to this desire or pain point, which you test. Here you have 3 times the same exact ad that you're gonna run, and on each of these ads you test one thing. So in this case, I just took a screenshot of some of the video ads that we had run. In the screenshot, it's the visual hook that changes. Same ad, edited the same way, same CTA, same music, only the hook at the beginning is different, which is usually the main variable that you want to test. Then you're gonna have your previously best performing ad copy and a new ad copy you're gonna test, which is in regards to this concept. And the goal is within your ACO on TikTok to find a winning ad combination. And if you find one of these, then your goal is to extract it and start scaling it. It's basically to extract it from there, throw it into a different ad set that is your main ad set. And basically this is the ad set that would be scaling this standalone ad combo. What I also say right here is that if you run Spark ads on TikTok, which is also a great type of ads, you can't run an ACO with Spark ads. They don't work. You have to have a separate ad set. So usually your structure would look something like this, but you would have a 4th ad set in there. And within that 4th ad set, you would have only Spark ads running together, and you would kind of basically have a Spark ads ad set, which would allow you to compete against all of your different Spark ads to test your Spark ads. And again, given that this is a CBO, kind of the same thing as Facebook, usually even on TikTok, where TikTok decides to put more ad spend to, usually is a good indicator that this is going to become a winner. And if you look into one ad set, it has a bunch of Spark ads. Some in there won't get spent at all, which usually is because TikTok doesn't think they're going to perform good. Some will get spent and won't perform that good. Again, they're a flop. Some will not only get spent, but also perform pretty good, which is where you're going to move that from the Spark ad into the main ad set. So from the Spark ad group into the main ad group. So again, feel free to pause this video right now, take a screenshot of this and implement a similar structure on your ads manager. But now bringing you back to TikTok itself, it's kind of how it looks like. What we did for that client so far, we always have 2 DCTs being tested at any given point. We still call them DCTs. Our naming convention is the same on TikTok, just so that we don't get too kind of mixed up, because we run similar ads on Facebook right now. But with that said, there's DCT 1, 2, 3, 4 that didn't really perform good. The only 2 ones that have been running over the last couple of days have been these 2, the 5 and the 6. Right now, 5 is actually performing pretty good. Our goal with that account is ideally to get down as close as possible to 1 cost per app install, so $1. Honestly, we know it's going to be quite impossible, but our realistic goal is to get it below $2. So to get that between $1 to $2 is where we want to get that to. And that is one of them with that DCT number 5. So as you can see right here, what we have is 3 creatives, as mentioned earlier, 3 assets, same thing, just different hook at the top of this ad set. We have 2 pieces of copy, one that is new, the other one that is the same that was previously performing just as good. And that's it. Those are the elements that we're split testing. So 3 times 2, right, gives us 6 assets. So if I close this right here and I show you the current asset, this is basically our ACL. Those are all the assets being split tested within the same automated creative optimization. Looking at it right there, if you look at the cost, you can see that one of them had received most of the spend. Funnily enough, if I move into it, it's not necessarily the one that had the best cost per app install, but it is the one that had the most amount of conversions. So here, this looks like this is probably our winning combination. You might look at some of these other ones and say, well, they have a lower cost per app install, they might be winners. Yes, but at the end of the day, if you compare the ad spend, how low they're spending, right? One of them spent about 21 bucks, which is the one that got the second amount of most conversion. So what that tells us right here, this is basically a winner. I could extract that, put that within our main ad set and scale that up. Or what I could also do is, well, I could do the same thing that I just mentioned and make a new DCT, same exact ad concept, just different hooks, because probably right here, there's a place in the video where we need to optimize it. I'm seeing hooks. I could actually take a deep dive into where are people dropping off within this video, where's the problem, and fix it. Because this is a video that is such a good performer that then once you find a winner like this one, obviously you extract it, but then you can start launching new DCTs that are iterations of that winning DCT. Keep in mind, I'm always going to recommend that you have, out of your 2 DCTs that you're running or ACOs, I'm going to recommend that one is completely new. One has nothing to do with anything that you're currently testing. It's a new, out of the blue concept that you're testing, right? Because you obviously always want to have fresh new ideas within the account. This other one is could be an iteration at least. Doesn't need to be, but could be an iteration from a winning current combination to get it to become even better at converting. So with that being said, I strongly advise you to actually give that creative structure a test on TikTok. It's been working pretty good on our side actually, so I'm pretty happy to see that. We're probably going to start rolling more accounts toward the structure in the upcoming weeks. With that being said, there's also going to be 2 links in the description down below for you. One of these links is going to lead you to PCAT, which is our free community, also giving you access to a full comprehensive e-commerce paid advertising course. So check this out in the description down below and join the community. Again, it's for e-commerce brand owners that just want to learn more about what it takes to run paid ads and also just the basic fundamentals before you should even run paid advertising campaigns. Or if you're watching this, you're already a thriving brand owner making at least 7 figures a year with your brand and want us to run your paid advertising campaigns on TikTok and or Meta and produce all of your ad creatives, then also check the description down below and book in a call with our team.